Today we're going to share some simple strategies that help students truly understand equivalent fractions and the math behind the rule. A lot of the time, we focus on how to create equivalent fractions instead of what equivalent fractions even mean in the first place. This approach can make it difficult for students to remember the rule because there's nothing for them to connect or relate to. Instead, we should start with what equivalence really means and model it physically or visually so students can see that equivalent fractions represent the same amount and that multiplying the numerator and denominator by the same number doesn't change the value. The first big idea that students need to understand is what a written fraction represents. A fraction shows how one whole is split into equal parts and how many of those parts you have. The second key idea to emphasize is that we can only compare and create fractions when they refer to the same whole. We need to use that one whole to compare or create equivalent fractions. This leads us to our next big idea, which is that the same amount can be represented with multiple different fractions. While 1/2 and 2/4 here are written differently, they still represent the same amount. And finally, when we have two fractions that are written differently that still represent the same amount, they are called equivalent fractions. You really want to emphasize this visually by showing that even though each whole is divided into a different number of equal pieces, they all have the same amount shaded. Let students notice this pattern by purposefully using visuals and written fractions so that they can see that the amount stays the same while the numerators and denominators change in a particular way. With the right context and visuals, the concept becomes intuitive. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And please leave a comment below letting us know what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching.